Hello, welcome to this new video. As we approach the new year, or rather the end of this year, I was thinking about the goals I set up for 2025. I think around 11 months ago, I made a video where I set up certain goals for 2025, and I thought it would be fun to look back at said goals and see if I actually achieved any of them. Let's dive right into it. The first goal I set up for myself was to publish 4 to 5 books. And when I started this video, I actually thought I achieved it, but I didn't. I did not publish 4 books to Amazon last year. I published 3 books, which were The Silent Mountain, My Broken Maid, and A Chance at Redemption for the Alpha. Granted that the book before The Silent Mountain was published late in December, but that was still 2024, and the next book to launch will fall into January, which will be 2026, so it doesn't help my case. It's not been published in 2025. It were only 3 books in 2025, and I don't want to get ahead of myself before I make my goals for 2026 video, but I plan on pushing for more next year. The second goal was to kick off my second pen name and to publish 2 books under said pen name. And I managed to do that. I kicked off the pen name and I published 2 books. The first book was Hold Me, which is book 1 of a series, and it was a contemporary romance and a fun, rather light read. I don't think fun is the right word, but it's not too high stakes. The second book was my holiday romance. It's called All I Want Is Love, and it's also going to be a series where I will release a book every year for the holidays, for the Christmas holidays. This one was a low angst, cozy, Hallmark-ish story. I managed to publish both of them. I will say, I think the reason for me not being able to push for another book under my main pen name was that I released a December book. And it's not so much that I couldn't have pushed for it. Like, I have the manuscript ready for the next release, but I can only give my editor so many books to edit and proofread, and I want to keep a certain quality. I'm not sure what I'm rambling about, but bottom line is I will need to think this through for my 2026 goal video. But yes, I achieved my second goal. My third goal was to be consistent on social media, and then I can only laugh, like, that's a sad laugh. Okay, so the thing is, I was more consistent than in 2024, so this is a half win. I did set up the goal of posting at least once a month, and I did not, once a week, and I did not do that. The thing is, I really tried. I tried to be consistent, and I think I had like 2 months was it July and August, where I tried to post daily or almost daily on Instagram, and obviously I can't maintain that. I don't know why. I think there are authors who can. I am not sure if I'm one of those or ever will be. And I will not even talk about TikTok. I try to be consistent there as well. I have not been during the last 2 or 3 months, to my defense. I struggle with something in my real life. My mother is very, very ill, and she is in hospice care as of now. At the time I'm making this video, she is basically in hospice care and approaching the end of her life. And the path to this moment was very, very obvious during the last 2 to 3 months. I would say ever since October, late October. And I struggle a lot with that. I'm very close to my mother, and I had like 100 breakdowns. I'm not even kidding. The day I packed her stuff for the hospice, I just had one breakdown after another. I think I spent the whole afternoon just crying so much that I was thinking like, OMG, there's no more liquid in me. How can I still cry? That's not so easy for me, and I also need to consider that she will pass away soon. And that's not going to be easy for me as well. As of now, writing kind of helps me. It's, I can let out my emotions there. But social media is a different thing. I just am not in the right mind space. I'm trying to be, and I know I have to, but I also want to give me a little bit of grace in that situation and not burn me out. Coming back to the goal of being more consistent, I think I half achieved it because I definitely was more consistent than the year before. I did not post once a week though. Maybe if we take the very strong July and August months and stretch them throughout the year, I was. But let's give me a half win, okay? Please. At least for Instagram. For TikTok, it's a failure. My fourth goal was to attend my first book fair. And I did that. I went to AATA in October. I had to stop and think now. It was in Leeds in the UK. And it was a 2-day event. And I had an amazing experience. It was, very well planned, well organized. I met some readers who have been reading my books for a long while. And I was so happy to meet them. If you are watching this video, you know who you are. But it was just amazing. I loved the moment of connection the most, and I was just so genuinely happy to meet so many people and to meet some of my readers. Like, this was the best of it all. It was really a highlight for me. My fifth goal was to be consistent and on YouTube. I don't think I have to talk much about this because I just wasn't. I noticed while doing social media last year or for 2025 that I cannot focus on everything at once. So I put my focus on Instagram. And this is the reason why I neglected TikTok and YouTube a little bit. I think now that Instagram is slowly, working intuitively for me, I might be able to do other things as well. And I definitely want to do more YouTube. I think it's a whole different platform, a different kind of social media, and I do want to make more here. I will talk about this in my goals for 2026 because I have decided to split my content a little bit on YouTube. I will make obviously author content. I also want to do a little bit of reading content. I think writing and reading goes hand to hand. Hand by hand. Is it hand by hand? Is it hand to hand? Prepositions. This is the worst thing, the most difficult thing ever. But you get what I mean. It goes together. I have set a goal for me to read a lot more next year. It's something I have also always enjoyed doing, and I want to hold myself more accountable for it. But we'll talk about that in another video. The next goal, it was number 6, was to be more consistent in my writing. And I defined this as having a schedule and following said schedule and writing with that schedule in mind. I did that for a while actually, and thinking back now, it really helped. Because I set up a weekly schedule. I said I would write so many chapters for this story and so many chapters for a novel under my second pen name, etc. And it helped me keep on top of things, and then I suddenly stopped doing it. I don't know why anymore. I will say I was a lot more consistent in my writing. With or without the schedule, I actually wrote consistently. I wrote consistently on my stories. However, I did not follow a schedule. I will pick this up again for the next video about my 2026 goals, because that's something that actually worked well for me. I just need to find a way how to set up a schedule for me. It's not so much the schedule itself, but it has to be presented in a way that I gravitate towards. Is this a half win? I think it's a half win and a half yes that I was more consistent. Goal number 7 was to stick to my schedule. Yeah, you know, we can just scratch this, and because I didn't have a schedule for half of the year, and how can I follow something that doesn't exist? So I obviously did not achieve that goal. I was more consistent, but I did not follow my setup schedule. And I can't argue myself out of it. And the last goal I set, number 8, was to go full-time as an author. And I actually did that. It was a huge struggle for me, like I felt like I was going insane. It was so difficult for me because I am anxiety driven. I actually have an anxiety disorder. I have OCD, and I really have a few issues I have been struggling with for many years, and the wish to go full-time and the urge to do so as an author and with my writing was something that pushed me to tackle said issues. And I think it was very, very important for me to do that. No matter if this now works out or not, I think I needed to do that to tackle and to face my problems and issues and work on them. And it really helped my mental health. I'm kind of proud that I did it. I only went full-time in October, so it's not been a long time. Or I think it was September, not October. September, with the end of mid-September. So it's not been a long time, and it's not so much time that we see the effects on my writing. Like 2 months is literally not, 2 or 3 months is literally nothing. I hope I can slowly get into a proper schedule for myself and then work on being even more productive. That's it. These were all my goals, my 8 goals. And I think we can summarize this as me being semi-successful with my goals. I achieved some. I achieved half of some of the goals, you know, like a half achievement. And I definitely failed a few of them. I'm not sure if this was in any way successful. I do think it was a pretty good year. Was it? I hope. Tell me if you think it was. That's it. I will obviously make a video for my 2026 goals, and I think now I also know a little bit better what I can ask from myself and how I can push myself, and also what type of goals make sense for me. And that's it. This is today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to drink enough water, stay healthy, enjoy your vacations, your holidays. If this video comes out before the holidays. If not, I hope you enjoyed the holidays, and I see you in the next video. Bye!